Hello, beautiful souls. If you are seeing this, welcome. Chances are there is a message for you. This is a collective reading. I set the intention that it finds whoever needs to hear it. And we will see what Spirit has to say. My readings are always for your highest and best. And since they are collective, it is important that you use your intuition. Everything might not resonate, but you will know when something does. It'll just feel true to your soul. All right, so what do I feel drawn to start with? I'm going to start with some oracles. I was kind of like grounding myself before starting this reading, and something that was kind of just really resonating and coming to me was it's much more simpler than you think. So we'll see if that message kind of goes along with what's going to come out here, but Spirit was just telling me it's much more simpler than you think. And it makes sense, you know, us as humans, we tend to make things much more complicated and overthink. So let's see. Spirit, creator, universe, higher self, all that is. What message or messages do you have for those watching? What is the message? Trust. Try not to catch glare. Trusting in the process. Again, I feel like it's just time to, but it's much more simple than what you think. Again, perhaps you're overthinking something. The path and darkness also came out. So I feel like maybe you are in an energy of where you feel like everything's kind of stagnant. Maybe you feel a little stuck. And I feel like that's what Spirit is saying, Trust that things are unfolding as they should with, divine timing. And so the darkness, it feels like, the whole stagnancy is what I'm feeling with this. And not being able to see the path ahead, because I don't think you're meant to. But trusting that there is a path, right? Trusting that there is opportunities that lie ahead, but right now, for whatever reason, you're in the dark. You're in the dark with things. You're not meant to know. You're meant to trust. And maybe that's the lesson in itself, is just really trusting and allowing and surrendering, staying out of your head. This is definitely a challenge for me that I constantly have to kind of go back to and remind myself. I tend to overthink a lot. I'm a deep thinker. So it can definitely be a challenge. Okay, let's keep going. So we have the Seven of Wands, the King of Cups, and the Six of Wands. So it feels like with the Seven of Wands, like maybe she is just overly guarded, which may, you know, she's overly guarded maybe because perhaps she's not trusting. She's very reserved and like guarded because she's not really trusting the process. She's more in her head. But I also feel like there's two messages with this. I also feel like Spirit is saying that you are protected. You are protected. So it's okay to let your guard down. It's okay to trust and just go with the flow. There's nothing more that you need to like physically do that's I feel like this strong pull to like, what am I supposed to be doing? Am I supposed to be doing something? Is there something for me to do? And I feel like what Spirit is saying is all that you should be doing is kind of like really going within, focusing on self, meditating, silencing your mind. And I also get like a feeling of like self-care. Like now's the time to really tap into you and honor your needs. And then with the Six of Wands, I feel like Spirit is saying is that you'll know when it's time to take action. You'll know what the next step is. It'll just be so obvious, and it will resonate so deeply with you that there's no question about it. So if you're not feeling drawn to something, pulled towards something, trust in that. Trust in your intuition, trust in your inner guidance, because you're much more intuitive and than you give yourself credit for. Is there anything else? So I have the Six of Swords and the Three of Wands. I feel like Spirit is saying that you can trust too that perhaps you've been through like this type of energy recently, just really rough waters and a lot of struggles and challenges, changes. For some, I'm drawn to the bag she's holding here. So maybe for some of you, there's like been you've physically moved. Maybe breakups for some of you, maybe moving out. But I feel like Spirit is saying there's calmer waters ahead. You can see she's standing right there and it's much more inviting than these cold waters that are rough. These gentle pink, orange colors are much more inviting and soft and calm. So there's definitely a change up ahead for the better and trusting in that. All right, is there anything else? We're getting close on time here. We have the Queen of Swords and the Two of Pentacles. Again, I just feel like there's this whole reading is really, the message here is trusting in yourself, trusting in your inner guidance, trusting that you will make the right decision and that you know, the Queen of Swords is pretty like to the point, gets it done, like she knows what she wants. And I feel like Spirit is saying is that you can tap into her, you know her, like you know what you want when you want it. So don't, trust in yourself. It's much simpler than you think. So we're circling back to the beginning. It's much simpler than what you think. You have the answers within. You make sound choices. Trust in yourself and trust in the process and divine timing. Okay, that's all I have. Hopefully this was helpful. Love you all. Love and light.